My name is Olyrose. I am the CEO of Olyrose Care Foundation, registered in the year 2018, the 26th day of March 2018. Olyrose Care Foundation has been in existence before we incorporated it. Olyrose Care Foundation was a childhood dream that came as a result of the death of my mother, which happened 27 years ago. 27 years ago, as a very young boy who was still in the secondary school, I lost my mother in circumstances that are beyond our control, but was a preventable thing that could have been averted. But because of lack of good medical care, my mother died during childbirth. The idea of Olyrose Care Foundation was born. The name of my mother is Rosalind. You can see that her name is there, Olyrose Care Foundation. I said, when I grow up, if God blesses me, I am going to set an NGO that is going to help the less privileged medically. And that was the primary purpose of setting up this NGO. We started in the year 2015 with our first outreach in a place in River State called the Igwe community of Eche local government area of River State, Nigeria. When we got there, we discovered that a lot of people were sick because of lack of medical assistance. Even while there are hospitals, a lot of them cannot afford to pay the bills for medical care. We looked into this and I said, there's something we can do. We went to that community with 8 doctors, 4 pharmacists, 16 nurses, 2 eye doctors, and we attended to over 4,000 persons. Gave out reading glasses of 250. Treated minor eye problems. Conducted tests on them. They saw doctors, consulted them, and drugs were given to them free of charge. We never collected 1 naira from anybody. There was no registration, money for registration or anything. And when we finished that, the community were so happy. At the initial stage, they thought we were politicians seeking political position. We told them no, we're just doing this on a humanitarian ground. That led us into going to places like Emonwa, a lay brother community in Emonwa local government area of the same River State. We went there and we discovered that as a pastor, I am a pastor, I had to add some spiritual parts to it. I trained counselors who preaches to them, talk to them about God, talk to them about their relationship with their Creator. And then while they go through the medical processes, these counselors will come back to meet these counselors before they take their drugs. And that helped us a lot in evangelizing to them. Even some of them in Elebreda asked us to baptize them in a Christian way. And we did that. But we saw all men without Whether you're a Christian, you're not a Christian, you're an African traditionalist, you're a Muslim, we saw all people, we treated them equally. But those who wish to be shown a way in God's way, we do that. After that, there was a need for Olyrose Care Foundation. So we started the process in 2017. By March 2018, Olyrose Care Foundation was inaugurated. But before then, in 2016, my wonderful brother and friend, Mr. Sobere Benjamin Duri, the CEO of Hamilton Technology Limited, came to us with some assistance and demanded that he wants his people in his village to get such treatment. And when we got to his community in Opobo, Kalebiama community in Opobo, local government area of Rivers State, we discovered that there's no access road leading to that community. The only way to get to that community is through the waters. And the cost of going there through the waters is expensive. So a lot of the elderly, the children in that community were sick, but cannot access medical. The only government hospital there, the doctors hardly come, the nurses hardly come, and there are no drugs. We went in assisting them in our little way. Even while the government sent them there, they hardly go because of accessing that community. So when we came in, we discovered a lot of people, even ordinary worm was killing people in that community. So we started assisting them and going there every 3 months. From the year 2016 to this year 2019, we have been going 3-4 times a year in that community. We have even added to it, giving them clothing, food items. We have added to it, assisting the elderly with some financial incentives. That gave rise to us opening a hospital, because the cost of running this, bringing doctors, even though we have some volunteer that comes sometimes, is too expensive. My wife being a medical person, we were able to open a hospital by the name Kenny Rich Fountain Hospital Limited. And this hospital has been of tremendous help, because my doctors and nurses and staffs have been of tremendous help. And our ministry, Inspiration Grace Ministry, our ministers, they are the ones that have been doing the counseling people and assisting us too when we go for these outreaches, because it is a very serious work. Today we have a bus, a brand new Hayas bus, courtesy of Hamilton Technology Limited. They have been of great help. We have been to other places. Ihiala, we have been to Ihiala in Anambra State, Nigeria, 2 times. We have been to Imo State, Mbobala local government area, Ezuba Amala in Ikem Autonomous Community. We have been there 2 times. 2017 and 2018, we have been there doing the same thing. At the same time, we have been to places like Rumukrushi in Port Harcourt City, in River State. We have been to places like Elekaya Housing Estate. With the help of the Okereke family, Chibos Okereke, Ekeno Okereke, they have been of tremendous help too, assisting us in doing this. We want to thank another person, because the last time we went to Ihiala, my brother the director of Sinfix, with his wife, assisted us financially and helped us in doing that. We saw over 4,000 persons, even the Catholic priest at Umu Mary community in Ihiala. The Catholic priest even had to invite other Catholic priests who saw what we were doing. And calls have been coming from Kogi State, from Plateau State, from Enugu State. They want us to assist them. They want us to help them in doing this. But I must be sincere to you, it is a work that requires a lot of finances, and it is not easy at all. This is not what 1-2 persons can carry. We need a lot of equipment for this, and we need a lot of money to acquire these things, to be able to do this. There is the willingness. My personal finances, which I have sunk so much in this, cannot be able to make this. 1, 2, 3 persons cannot be able to do this. We are soliciting for support as the Lord directs you. We have our office where we have built a permanent office. We bought land and we built in a Che local government area. We bought another place because the place where we have is not big enough. But we have built a permanent place in kilometer 7, Opala, Che, in Ugrita Road. We have done that. We have gone through EFCC screening. We are not going to use Olyrose as a means of money laundering. Try to keep our records straight. All these years it has been a personal thing, but we are soliciting for assistance so that we can do more. We have a plan of visiting 2 communities every month, but we can't do this without enough funds. So we solicit your assistance, we solicit your help, we solicit your goodwill. As you do this, may God Almighty bless you. You can check more about us in our website and see much more of things. And you want to contact us, you want to come to verify our service, you are free to do that. May God Almighty bless you. I am your brother, Okere Tennis. God bless you.